So now let's start our second PDF of part 1 of chapter electric potential and capacitance. First of all, we'll derive the formula of electric potential due to a point charge. Due to a point charge, we are going to derive the formula of electric potential, and due to a point charge, electric potential is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught E Q by R. We are going to derive this formula now in this topic. So first of all, consider a positive charge. Consider a positive point charge Q placed at origin O. Origin O, a charge Q is placed. We wish to calculate electric potential at point P at a distance R from it as shown in the figure. Suppose a test charge Q naught. This is the unit positive test charge. This is a unit positive test charge. Q naught placed at a distance A is placed at distance A at a distance x from O, where A is at a distance of x from origin, where charge Q is placed. Now, by Coulomb's law, we know that the force between charge Q and Q naught, it's going to be, if we just talk about the magnitude of force, that's going to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by distance square, where x is the distance between these two both. Now, force is acting always from away from the charge. Why so? Because this is positive charge. We know that due to positive charge, force is always away, and due to negative charge, it's always inward. This is positive, it's going to repel it. So force is in this direction. So if we want to move the charge from point A toward point B, we have to do work against this external force. We have to do work against this force. So suppose we move the charge by a small distance from point A to point B. We move the charge, unit positive test charge, from point A to point B by a small distance d. Then small amount of work done. Work done formula is what? Force into displacement. Force into displacement. Here work done is small, that is small force, that is force in dot small displacement dx, and dot means cos theta. Now force is in this direction, displacement is in this direction, angle between them is what? 180 degree. So cos 180, and cos 180 is equals to what? That is minus. So it's going to be minus f dx. Now we have to calculate the complete work done from point A or point infinity. Suppose we have to find out work done from infinity to point P, where point P is a distance R. So we have to calculate work done from infinity to R. So substituting the value, F value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dot Q naught x square dx. Now this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught constant, Q naught constant, but this distance is not constant, this is varying with time. So taking all the things outside instead of x, so we get this expression. Now if we take this x square in numerator, from denominator power changes from 2 to minus 2. As there is a formula, x raised to power n dx is equals to integration of x n dx is equals to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Here n is equals to what? Minus 2. So it's going to be x minus 2 plus 1 upon minus 2 plus 1. So it's going to be x raised to power minus 1 upon minus 1, or we can say minus 1 by x, because if we take it from numerator to denominator, power changes its sign. So we'll get here minus q naught 4 pi epsilon naught with minus sign 1 by x, where limit is from infinity to r. By substituting the upper limit first, then minus lower limit. So taking this minus sign common, minus minus plus, so we get q naught 4 pi epsilon naught upper limit minus lower limit. 1 by infinity is what? 0. This is 0. So we get here 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by r into q naught. So this is the expression of work done. This is the expression of work done. As we know, potential is what? Potential is work done per unit test charge. So work done is what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q naught by r. This is work done divided by q naught. This q naught get cancelled with this q naught. So we get potential is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. Or we can also say potential is equals to, k time q by r, where k is equals to what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. So this is the value of potential due to a point charge. This is the potential due to a point charge. Suppose if we have n number of charges in a system, n number of charges in a system are there. This is q1, q2, q3, q1, q2, q3, q4, q5, q6, so on qn, and the distance from a point from where we have to calculate the potential is p, is r1, r2, r3, so on rn. So potential due to first charge, that is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon q1 r1. Due to second, 1 by 4 pi epsilon q2 r2. So on similarly for v3, for vn. And net potential, as it is a vector, is a scalar quantity. Electric potential is a scalar quantity. So we will follow algebraic rule of addition. So we just add by v1, v2, v3, so on vn. When we substitute the value, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is common from all, and inside we get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught common from all. Inside there is q1 by r1, q2 by r2, so on qn by rn. And this can also be written in short as summation of qi ra, where I vary from 1 to n. And when we open this identity, we will get again same thing. As I already told you, summation stand for plus and pi stand for multiplication. Now, so this is the value of total potential due to n system of charges. Next topic is electric potential energy. First of all, electric potential energy due to one charge. Electric potential energy due to one charge. If one charge is there, suppose here this is the system, I have to bring a charge q1 from infinity to point P here. As in this region there is no charge, so there is no field is not there. So when I move this charge from here to here, if field is not there, force is not there. If no force is there, means no work is required. In that case, work done is simply 0. In that case, electric potential due to one charge is 0. U, not V. V is not 0. V is not going to be 0 due to a point charge, but electric potential due to a point charge, electric potential energy due to a point charge, that is going to be 0, because there is no energy or no force is there against which work is to be done. Now next is electric potential energy for two charges. For two charges, electric potential energy, we will check for that. As for one charge or point charge, for one or the point charge, electric potential energy is equals to what? 0. U1 equals to 0. Now we are going to find it for the two charge system. Now again, suppose this is the region where we have to bring the charge q1 and charge q2. Both are at infinity. First of all, when we bring charge q1 from infinity to this point P, there is no work is required because no electric field initially was there, as there was no electric field. So W1 or U1 is equals to 0, means work done for charge 1 or U1, because the amount of work done, that is stored as energy. U1, that is equals to 0. Now work done required to bring this charge q2 from this point to point P. Suppose this, the distance between them is r1. Distance between q2 and this q1 is r1, because now q1 is already there. Q1 is already there, and we have to bring this from point this to this q2 from infinity to point this P, where the distance between them, say r1. Now this q1 is offering potential to this. We know work done is equals to what? Charge into potential. Now charge we are bringing is q2. Potential is offered by charge q1. Potential formula is k time charge upon distance. Distance say r1. So for second charge, work done is done, that is W2, and this work done is stored as energy U2, and that is equals to charge q2 into, so for the second, w2 is equals to u2, that is q2 time v1 is equals to q2, where v1 is equals to k time q1 by r1. So we get w2 or u2 is equals to k time q1 q2 by r. So net energy of the system, so total electric potential energy for two charge particle system is going to be u is equals to u1 plus u2. As we know, u1 was 0, but u2 is what? K q1 q2 by r1. So it's going to be k q1 q2 by r1. So for the two particle system, total energy is going to be, say, r1 or r1. So we can say r1 or r1. I am taken here r1. Now for the 3 or 4 system, first we consider it for the electric potential energy for 3-point charges. We will discuss about 3-point charges now. First of all, again, if we want to bring this charge q1, as again here is no charge, if we want to bring q1 infinity, this is q2, q3, this is also at infinity, this is q2, this is also at infinity. First of all, we bring q1 from infinity to this point, infinity to this point. Let this point be A, point B, this is point C. First I bring charge q1 from infinity to point A, as there was initially no charge, so no field was there. So for first, w1 is 0, w1 is 0. So for the first charge, w1 is 0. Now let us talk about the second. Let us talk about the second charge again. Again we have what? This is the system. Now this is charge q1 is already in the system. This is charge q2, it's infinity, and q3 it's also at infinity. Now we are going to do work from bringing charge q2 to point B in the system, where q1 is already at point A. Now this q1 is offering a potential or a field to this charge q2. This is offering a potential v1, where v1 is equals to, say, k time q1, where distance between them is r12. Here and here, this is r12. Now for this charge q2, work done, or u2 is equals to q2 v1, that is equals to k q1 q2 r12. So w2 is going to be this value. Now for the charge third charge. Now let's talk about the third charge. Again, this charge q2 already has been in the system, q1. Now we have to bring charge 3 from infinity to the system at point C, and C point is at a distance of r313 from charge 1, and at a distance of r23 from charge 2. Now charge 1 and charge 2 are present there. So charge 1 is offering its own potential, charge 2 is offering its own potential. Suppose charge 1 is offering a potential v1 dash and charge 2 is offering a potential v2 dash, where v1 dash is equals to what? K time q1 and distance between them, that is r13, and v2 dash is offering a potential k time q2 upon r23. Now total work done is, again, for third charge, work done or energy used is equals to charge, which charge we are bringing? Q3, and total amount of potential, that is v1 dash plus v2 dash. Now v1 dash, so total amount of potential is v1 dash plus v2 dash, and charge we are bringing, that is 3. So total work done or total energy stored is equals to q3 into v, that is w3 or u3 is equals to q3 into v is equals to what? K time q1 r13 plus k time q2 r23. So by solving this we get w3 or u3 is equals to k q1 q3 r13 plus k q2 q3 upon r23. So this is the work done for third charges. Now total amount of work done or total energy stored, this is the work done for third charge. Now total amount of work done or total energy stored, that U is equals to what? U1 plus U2 plus U3 or W1 plus W2 plus W3, because we know work done and energy is same. Now U1 was 0, total work done or total energy stored, first was 0, second was K Q1 Q2 R12 say, third one was K Q1 Q3 R13 plus K Q2 Q3 R23. So this is the total amount of work done. This is the total amount of work done is now, energy stored is K time Q1 Q2 R12 Q1 Q3 R13 plus Q2 Q3 R23. Now if we have a system of 4 particle or n number of particle, this will go on as such. This is for if we have 4 particle in a system. So for first again it was going to be 0. For U2 this is going to be this, U3 is going to be this, and U4 is going to be this. So if we have to calculate total energy is equals to U1 plus U2 plus U3 plus U4, U1 0, so U2 plus U3 plus U4. This is the result of final energy for the 4 particles. If we have n particles, then by solving and by applying summation principle we will get this. And for n number of particles, there are possible pair is this. We can also apply this for say 2 particle system. For 2 particle system, U was K Q1 Q2 R12. If 2 particle system n is 2, so 2 minus 1 upon 2, this is again going to be 2 by 2, this is 1. So for 2 particle system there was only 1 pair. For 3 particle system we had the result U is equals to K Q1 Q2 R12 K Q1 Q3 R13 plus K Q2 Q3 R23. So this was the result. So if we have n equals to 3 minus 1 upon 2, this is 3 into 2 upon 2, 2 get cancelled with this 2. So we are having 3 pair, 1, 2, 3. So this is the result for total electric potential energy for n particles. Now there is a condition. This all were the cases when there was no external field. When there was no external field, that was 0. When external field was 0. Now suppose if we have a vicinity, suppose this is a space and we have to bring a unit charge or a one charge q1 from infinity to this space, but this space has some field, say E1, and this space is offering a potential V1, and in that case electric potential energy due to a point charge is not going to be 0. In that case W1 or U1 is not equals to 0. It means it has some value there, and that value we can calculate. And for the second, for if we have 2 particle system Q2, then like in previous case we were having U1 equals to 0 and U2 was having some value, and that was only single term was there, but here we have value, and for this we have 2 terms. One charge 1 is full for the potential and other field of the potential. So let's see this potential energy in external field. Suppose there is a field which is offering a potential V. So to bring charge 1 from infinity to field, we have to do work done. W1 is equals to charge into potential, where this represent that V is a function of R. V R vector represent V is a function of R, means V vary with R. As we know, V is equals to K Q by R. So V is inversely proportional to what? R. So it's a function. So the point that I want to discuss here, that V infinity is equals to 0, that we discussed earlier in PDF 1 of part 1. How it is 0? As we know, for due to point charge, V is equals to K time Q by R. V infinity means V R is equals to something. If infinity means R is infinity over here. So if we substitute the value of R as infinity, K Q by infinity, if in something by infinity approaches to 0, so V infinity at infinity potential approaches to 0. So this was the case the point I discussed with you. At infinity potential is always 0. Now for the point charge, electric potential energy is equals to what? Electric potential energy, that is equals to WQV. And if we have a system of 2-point charges, in that case, for 2-point charges, suppose this is the field, it's offering a electric field E, it's offering a potential V1 to charge 1 and V2, again we have to bring them from infinity, V2 to charge 2. First of all, we have to bring charge Q1 from infinity to this point. So means we have to do what? So electric field offering a potential, we are bringing Q1. If we bring Q1 to point A, and work done W1 and U1, or we can say it's Q1 V1, where V1 is the potential offered by the field. Now charge Q2 we have to bring to point B, the distance between A and B, that is say R12. As Q1 now offer the potential to charge 2, but electric field also offer a potential to charge 2, let that potential be V2. So W2 is equals to charge 2 into total potential. Now total potential is what? Potential V2 that is offered by electric field plus potential V2 V12, this is the potential offered by charge 1 to charge 2, where V12 is equals to what? K Q1 R12. Therefore W2 is equals to U2 is equals to Q2 V2 plus K Q1 R12. This is the total potential for 2. Now total energy for 2-particle system is going to be here. Total energy is equals to W1 plus W2, that is going to be Q1 V1 plus Q2 V2 plus K Q1 Q2 R12. This is the total energy. U. As we remember, in absence of E, when E was 0, for 2-particle system, energy was K Q1 Q2 by R12, but in presence of field, when E is not equals to 0, for 2-particle system U is going to be this. So 2 terms are extra over here. So this is the case, and this is the result for 2-particle system in presence of field. Next topic is electric potential due to dipole. For electric potential due to dipole, we have 2 cases again, one on axial, other on equatorial, as we done in the case of electric field. First of all, axial. This is dipole, plus charge, minus charge, say total distance be 2a between them, and this is the point where we have to find the potential. Let the center distance from this center point and the potential be x. As we know, first of all, potential due to charge 1 and charge 2. So say potential due to charge 1. This is the potential formula. Due to a charge, potential is k q by r. Say first due to charge this is charge 1, this is charge 2. Potential due to charge 1 is equals to k time charge is minus q, and distance between them is x plus a. And potential due to 2 is k time this 2, charge 2 is positive q, and distance between them, this is the distance, this is x minus a upon x minus a. So we have v1 equals to k minus q x plus a, and v2 is equals to k time q x minus a. Now total potential, to find the total potential is what? v1 plus v2. By substituting the value and solving them, by solving q by 4 pi epsilon naught, or k is constant, inside we get this. By solving this you will get this. So for a short dipole, we know that for short dipole x is very very large than a, and x square minus a square approaches to what? X square. So for the short dipole we get a result of v is equals to this. This is case for the short dipole. Now come to the equatorial point. For equatorial, say this is the dipole, minus charge, plus charge, distance between these two both is 2a. Say this is the center point O, this is A, this is point B, and this is equatorial line passing through the center. This is the point P where we have to find what? Potential. Distance between this, say this point distance is r, this is a, this is also a. So this is r square plus a square under the root, and this distance is also what? R square plus a square under the root. Now potential due to charge a, that is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, or k, charge is minus q, upon distance between them is ap. Similarly vb is equals to what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, or instead of this we can also write k here because k is same. Charge is plus q, upon distance between them is bp. So total potential is what? Total potential is va plus vb. So instead of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught I am going to use again k. So total potential is equals to k minus q upon ap. Ap was r square plus a square under the root, plus k time q upon bp. Bp was r square plus a square under the root. Now k common, q common, but this also term common. Inside we get what? K q under root of r square plus a square. Inside we get minus 1 plus 1. This is what? 0. So net potential due to equatorial at a point is always 0. For the equatorial, net potential is always 0. This is the result. So with this PDF 2 is also complete. Please make sure that you all make notes along with the PDFs for your own easiness. Okay.